During the second session of the 2020 Ohio Beef Cow-Calf Workshop, Dr. Les Anderson, Beef Extension Professor at the University of Kentucky, emphasized the economics of timely calving and the pounds of weaning weight that are lost for each day later an individual cow calves out. Realizing that cattlemen would rather move late calving cows up in their cycle in the subsequent year rather than cull a cow that might only calve a month or 6 weeks later than the rest, Dr. Anderson explained a research-tested method of using CIDRs that has successfully moved the dates of those late calving cows up an average of 30-plus days.
You're going to look at this and say, man, that's just 8 cows. That don't mean nothing. We've got over 200 cows on this now. I leave it in this form because one of our really good agents made this table, and it's really easy to follow for folks. Okay? This guy, the farmer that we worked with here, calved in February and March. All right, he starts row cropping, and he didn't have time to be calving cows out in April and May, and they were pain in his rear, and he wanted to get everything done February, March. Okay, first year, 2013, he had some cows that were trickling on, and he wanted to move them up. He didn't want to sell them. At the end of April, we had those 4 cows calve. May 14th, we put a CIDR device in them for 7 days, turned them out with a bull. So he had a calving pasture and a breeding pasture. Calved, 2 weeks later, CIDR, pull the CIDR out, move them over to the breeding pasture with all the other cows. Same thing at the end of May. June 17th here, because it was raining on the 14th. Okay? We've evolved. I'm not going to work in the rain if I don't have to, right? If I have to, fine. But anyway, this is when they calve the next year. You can see we moved all of them but one up. Okay, she didn't read the book. Again, we've done this protocol in over 200 cows where we come in 2 to 3 weeks after calving, put a CIDR device in for 7 days, turn them out with a bull. 80% of the time, we move them up about 35 days. So you move them up a month. So the Junes become Mays, the Mays become Aprils, the Aprils become Marches. And you can move them up that way. Okay? In this particular trial, he had 630 additional pounds, $901 return because the CIDRs, he had 8 CIDRs and they were $11 a pop at that time. Did not count labor. He's a full-time farmer, so, you know, labor don't count, right? It's a joke.